Welcome, my name is Samie. Welcome to SEE Blissfully Lit, Magical Journeys and Inspirations. As you will come to find, this is a space of love, light, joy, happiness, raw emotion, fulfillment, incredulous journeys, and a safe space for us to just be in our elements and connect. With that being said, let me pick my dog up. She'd like to sit next to me while we record. So I have a vision for this podcast, this space of connection, and my vision is to share the magic of life with you. If we truly create the life we dream is possible, we can really begin to explore the extraordinary possibilities that the universe wants us to find and wants to share with us. So, in this episode, I'd just like to share my journey with you. I'd like to show you where I'm at in my journey and share what is to come and why the timing of this release is now. There's no better time than now, the present. So, where do we begin? My life hit some sudden changes in 2022. I made a huge shift. I got divorced from someone I planned on having a family with and living out the rest of my days with. And it was a very, very difficult decision. But I found that I needed to do it for both of us, both for myself and for my ex-spouse, so that we could continue on our journeys and we could grow into the beings that we're meant to be. So that happened. And during that, I went on a journey of self-discovery, I would say, afterward. Here's hope. She'll join us. Gosh, I had always been interested, involved in energy medicine, energy work, dreams, alternate realities, the magic of the world. I was a very in tune child with intuition and didn't know what to do with the cards I was dealt, the haunted house I grew up in. I mean, there's so much there. I decided to explore Reiki more. I had, let's see, in 2022, I believe I was 29. And I had met a Reiki master 10 years prior who had taught me a lot and helped me experience some magic of my own and see the true possibilities that are real. And so I did a Reiki training online. I started listening to the Expanded podcast and To Be Magnetic. And I started doing the work, the manifestation work. I was surprised how quickly it happened. And before I knew it, I was jumping into a completely new life. And I started dating someone who introduced me to pranic healing. And that completely shifted my life. I did not take pranic healing classes right away. I just started practicing meditation on twin hearts. And it shifted a lot of my habits. It started to clear, I would say, not so happy thoughts that I had. I started painting and exploring my creative side, that divine feminine. And before I knew it, I was doing pranic healing classes. It came extremely naturally and I loved it. I still love it to this day. I am an associate pranic healer and working toward certified as we speak. I have my own business, SEE Blissfully Lit, Samie's Essential Energies. uh, and I teach private yoga, I do coaching and healing. I love integrative wellness, and in this journey, I decided to return to school for a master's degree. I took three semesters of courses with Saybrook University and learned quite a bit about integrative medicine and reveled in amazement of my pure curiosity about research and what is developing in this world in psychology. My bachelor's degree is in psychology. So much that you can blend there, and so much creativity came up, writing papers, doing assignments. I decided to take a break from school because I realized I was putting a lot on my plate and I was still processing a lot and working through things with a therapist. And so in my final class, I made a friend. And this friend lives out in LA. And he was like, reach out. I love connecting with people from the Midwest. I am from Indiana. uh, let's connect. So we connected, and I quit school at that time. Uh, believe 6 months prior, I had quit my corporate job and I had started doing healing full time, and I was doing caregiving for my grandmother. Because I was living with my parents since the divorce. Just lay it all on you. So I was in this space of in between, and he said, well, why don't you come out to LA and see what LA is all about? So I did. I planned a trip. So this is fall of 2023. Major life changes within 1 year. I'd started school, stopped school, jumped into pranic healing, got certified as an associate pranic healer, started my own business, and really started enjoying pranic healing. Stopped working in clinical research, started doing caregiving, and was really diving into the essence of me and what is me authentically. Recognizing that a lot of the choices that I had made leading up to this point in my life were based on the perspective that I gave to other people, or that I assumed of other people, and was what was expected, you know. So this might be too deep, but We'll roll with it. I went out to California and I had an amazing time. My good friend John, he's lived out there for over 14 years and loves it. He's originally from Ohio. And I see why now. It's an amazing space. It's incredible. While I was there, I spent some time alone. And I really started to recognize what it is to be in my own energy and who I am, what I can create. Uh, Still doing manifestation work, still doing pranic healing, arhatic practice regularly. And arhatic practice is the synthesis of yoga. We can go into that in a whole episode sometime. And I was really diving in to what am I here for? Why am I visiting LA right now? And what is coming up in my life? What is my purpose? And I allowed universe to show me this. So I had a moment in my car, my friend's car, actually. I was driving his car. And I turned on In the Arms of an Angel because I recognized that that song can make me cry. And I cried and I let it all out. And all of a sudden, I knew exactly where to go. I turned and I went to SRF, Lake Shrine. And they were just starting a Sunday service, and it was incredible. The rest of the day was just very magical and synchronistic. I made some friends, went to a handstand class, learned some acro yoga with a good friend, Travis. He's amazing. And what else did I do that day? I went to an incredible workshop at a yoga studio, and gosh, I really felt the true magic of the universe and how you can create anything. Not only that you can create anything, but magic is waiting around every corner for you. It's just if you're willing to allow it to flow. So I started to play with this more after that trip. And more started coming through right away. Wow. This was November of last year. Yes. Um, I determined that it was time for me to move to LA. And I went to a Kriya Shakti course with Master Ko, and it's the art of materialization. Magic. And I went with the intention that I was already going to be living in LA, not knowing very well that I would be. And I have to point out that I like this. You see the woods behind me? That's an acre, and that's what I would prefer. I like my space. I'm not a city girl. Okay? I'm from Indiana, small town. But I just knew the universe showed me my purpose, and I meant to go out to LA. So here I am in November, sharing with people that I'm moving to LA. Just telling them I'm moving. I'm moving. Around this time, I gave up my caregiving role. My grandmother needed more help. And I started relying just on my business and on healing, which is a huge trust fall, I have to tell you. And the magic just started pouring through. I made a friend at that class literally a week after I'd gone to LA, who lived in the area in LA that I want to move to. It was so funny. And we've been tight ever since. It's so great. Uh, a couple weeks later, I was drawn to a plant medicine ceremony, a small retreat, and is focused on psilocybin and blue lotus. And the facilitator informed me that this can really help with trauma, uprooting and recovering from trauma. And again, the universe is guiding me like, this is something that you really need to do. And I'm just getting all these intuitive yeses, like, you really need to do this. And I'm like, but it doesn't make sense financially and savings and all of these things, safety. And not to mention, I haven't mentioned to this, but I promised myself I wasn't going to use um, like plants. I'd used to smoke, and I wasn't going to use plants or anything like that. And I had used to drink, and I'd stopped doing that too. So it was really just something that didn't feel right with the rules that I had set for myself, right? But I was like, okay, I trust you. I'm going to go here and work through some trauma. And I did. And I uncovered some trauma that I didn't know. Still in therapy, by the way. Therapy is great. Uh, it doesn't get you through everything, but it's really great to talk to somebody. And I worked through some trauma, specifically sexual trauma. And it was a very beautiful and incredible experience connecting with some amazing women, amazing women. And that could be that's a whole whirlwind of experience there. Uh, I really, really saw the magic there and the deep love for the universe. All the while continuing on with my spiritual practice, healing, and everything else. So I return, and around the same time, I signed up for a program to kind of grow myself and my business online. And I retreat in Hawaii for arhatic yoga. And I'm just taking a leap of faith here because the universe is like, yeah, this is for you. This is the next steps. And I'm like, but this is my safety net and I don't really want to use it. And so I did it. And I just built that trust. That's what this is all about. I want to share building trust, having faith, making choices, and seeing the magic come through. This is why I'm sharing this with you. So I did it. And I have to tell you, Hawaii was the most magical experience ever. And I uncovered psychic abilities that I don't know if I ever would have believed were possible during that trip. Not to mention a ton of synchronicities, amazing friendships, amazing connections. Gosh, it was just incredible. So incredible. I got back from that trip a few weeks back in March. And I recognize that it's time to plan my trip to LA. I set a deadline for me to move there by June of this year, June of 2025. So here I am, mid-March, returning from Hawaii, looking at my comfort level of savings and recognizing that it's not there anymore. And letting go of some clients, moving through this in between and refocusing my healing. Hey, stop. Wally, stop. Apologies. I am taking care of my sister's dogs. So, rebranding, reestablishing my coaching plan, reestablishing what it is I do with my company. Taking huge leaps of faith. So I recognize that I really don't want to live here in Indiana, and I need to stop feeding that. So I quit my job. Wally, please stop. So I quit my job as a yoga instructor at a local gym. I let go of certain clients. I changed my pricing. I changed my packaging. I changed my approach. And each time I let something go, something new came through. I've been applying to jobs for months back in clinical research because I'm fully willing to go back to that if that's what it takes to get out there. And each time I would apply, I would hear from a client, or I would get a session booked. And I was like, okay, I will keep applying. I will stay with my purpose and I will keep working on my business. Uncomfortable, let me tell you, super uncomfortable. But what I do is what I love. I love what I do. And it comes super naturally for me and it's very magical. Throughout this process, every time I've felt any doubts or discomforts, I've chosen to take some time with myself. A lot of the time it's walking around outside and I'll just look down and find 4-leaf clovers. And I have a book full of 4-leaf clovers from last spring and 5-leaf clovers because those exist. And this year they've started popping up as I've been going through this challenging time of trust. And so they're coming up as I'm going for these walks and assessing how this is going to work. Meanwhile, I've been making connections all in my authenticity. And a friend reaches out and says, you should come to LA and I want to show you around and we can look at different places that you can live and we can look at different opportunities. And she's also working on her own brand and wants help in that area. And it's actually an area that I'm working in. So we have very aligned goals, I would say. And little backstory, there was a vision that I had for a not-for-profit about 2 years ago, right after I started meditation on Twin Hearts. And she has the same vision. So I will also be helping her with that. And I went ahead and booked a ticket, and I go there this Saturday. Another leap of faith. So I just wanted to share the background of my journey, where I am currently, where I'm going, so you can see as it shapes up and changes the beauty of it. Trying to think. I also have some amazing friends, and they really encouraged me to make this podcast. And shout out to them because they see the incredible things that happen when I do really get into talking and diving into inspiring conversations with people in the realm of conscious transformation. But it really, some magic comes through in channeling and incredible growth and so much transformation. So I plan on really engaging with big change makers, little change makers, people who inspire me. So if you're interested, jump into it. If you want to share a crazy magical experience, tell me about it. You can reach out to me. I will leave links below. You can go to blissfullylit.com. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, SEE Blissfully Lit. And keep listening because I will have amazing interviews coming up. I will share more about my journey and crazy magical experiences. Maybe I'll read something out of my journal for you because if you look back and really record some of the amazing, incredible stuff that happens, you would be astonished. You would be so astonished at how magical and beautiful your life can be. So I just want you to remember, magic is real. You hold the power to create what you want in this world. And SEE Blissfully Lit. Until next time, truly yours, Samie.